Hey guys, welcome back to Bite the Book. Today we're going to be looking at January 27th to the 29th. We're going to look at some text and just see what's happening in the market. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so as always, we're going to start off at the higher time frame and then move on to our lower time frame. So remember, January 27th, 28th, 29th. So as you can see, I already marked off everything here. I'll try my best to not look at it, in hindsight, but more so from a day-to-day perspective. So just to start, let's look at January 27th. This would have been the Sunday, Monday, I'm pretty sure. No, this would have been the Monday. And then this area would have been the Sunday here. So Sunday, price pushed down, and then again it pushed down again, 2 a.m. Came back up, and then at open, not much happened. We have a $16 to $17 range. Then comes 28th. 28th, we have a massive push. Again, $25. If you're trading after 2 o'clock, you probably could have took out a bit more ticks as well. And then on the 29th, massive move to the downside. Again, made a resistance and it held and it pushed down. So depending on the times you're trading, money can definitely be made. So let's go down to our hourly, and then we'll look at some positions, possible positions we could have taken on the 30, 15, and 5 minute. So hourly, 27. Alright. So on the Sunday, we made a solid support. Price broke down. Right? When price breaks down like that, especially when you're looking at it from left to right, it's only fair to assume that price is gonna go down again. You just need to wait for that signal. As you can see though, when price created a new low, the support held. Right, it didn't go past this. It didn't close. Excuse me. It didn't close below that. So as far as taking trades goes, like if you're looking for the sells, the next best sells would have been either up here or even up here in this area. I think on the lower time frame it may look a lot better for the sells, but as of now, like I probably wouldn't have taken those. I would have probably wanted to take a buy and look for a $5 move. This wick is $5 on the hour, and I'm pretty sure this one is almost $10. So again, depending on the type of trade you are, you may want to wait. Then on the 28th, 28th is perfect. Market open and shot right up. Again, depending on the type of trade you are, you may have been in the buys. They're in the open, right? Because you can see that we have higher lows that's being created. Boom, boom. So like a little low over here, but I'll go with this one just because we made a high and then back down. And then the massive push up on the 10 o'clock candle. On the 30 minute, we'll be able to see a lot more of what's happening. Again, there's some consolidation over here. I'll just circle this just for fun. Consolidation over there. And then a massive push up. Keep in mind the time though, right? The time is extremely important. By the time it pushed up, it was 8 o'clock, right? And you can even tell this was a consolidation until, it got to this time anyway. Excuse me. The push is about, oh wow, $14, $16, which is pretty nice. And then the 29th, there was nice moves to the downside. Again, depending on the type of trade you are, you have to tread lightly. So this wick is $8. Usually I go for a $5 move. Given that we broke the last low over here, if we look at the lower time frame, we may see a little bending action that brings us down to this area and may stop us out. But again, like we have this little thing happening over here, right? A resistance is made. 1, 2, and then massive push down. Depending on when you took your trade, depending on when you took your trade. Excuse me. Depending on when you took your trade, you may have been lucky enough to catch the move down, but you know, this time it's 2 o'clock, this time 3 o'clock, so you know, again, you have to be wary. So let's move on to our 30-minute and see if there's any type of opportunities. 30-minute looks pretty. So on the 30-minute, multiple things are happening. On the 27th, we have a little consolidation over here, right? Me, myself, I probably would have taken this just because I like taking consolidation trades, but they really have to fulfill a criteria, right? Depending on where it is, like if we're in no man's land, like let's say we were consolidating over here, I think it'll be a lot more likely to continue pushing up versus over here in between where we have a support that becomes resistance. You just really got to keep that in mind, right? Even over here too, like price pushed down, we consolidated. Keep in mind this is outside of, you know, the market time, proper market time, because this is what 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 4 a.m. to 6:30, right? Price was consolidating and pushed down. This wick though, how big is it? $5. Probably could still cost something. But like again, like do you want to ride something out or just catch it just a little bit? Anyway, as far as the 30-minute goes, this looks like a little head and shoulders, an inverse head and shoulders. We have a shoulder right here, got the head right here, and then another shoulder here and here. So depending on the type of trader, again, if you felt that this was a little fake out, right? You've seen the higher low here, and then again you decided to play off this, you could have easily had a 2-to-1. Let's see, $4. Let's say you want to risk $7, right? This is just below the wick. $7 to make 14, and you'd be fine. 7 to 14, you'd be damn fine. And then you take us back up to the resistance, to the support that became resistance, and again that's a $19 move. Solid trade. On the 28th, again, kind of the same story, right? Like we see that, you know, the lows, the support is being respected. We had a little consolidation, we pushed up, came back down, right? We're making some sort of structure, right? Higher lows, boom, 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 boom. Right, so market open 9:30, we got a wick down, but then right after that, market pushed all the way up, like massive push, $23 move in an hour and a half, $23, and that's solid. Now off to the 29th. 29th was tricky, very tricky. For me personally, I took buys. I had buys pretty much over here and here, or no, I had buys over here actually, and I got stopped out. Took another buy over here, but I didn't exactly take profit because I had it at break even, because I was expecting this to launch all the way up, right? Because again, if we look at this, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? We're building that staircase structure, right? There's a resistance, becomes support again over here, and then over here we finally broke it. But then we had like a little pin bar, right? Like to me, it looked like price really did not like this area. But again, like I had so much opportunity to take, you know, $5, $3, $4 instead of break even, right? There's a lot of opportunity to do that. But anyway, this resistance ended up holding, and then price eventually pushed down. For me in this day too, I think I would have loved to take in this trade, right? Like I love seeing, you know, really basic structure like this where price comes up, a little swiggle movement, makes a new high, little consolidation, and then a new high, but instead ended up pushing down. That's one thing that you know, we really gotta keep in mind. Not to mention the time, right? This is 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock, which is when, you know, should have been done. Now let's look at the 15. 15, 15, 15. So 15, same idea, right? We have our little support slash head and shoulder over here. Higher lows, higher lows. As far as taking a position during this time, it would be really difficult. Like for me, at the open, I think I would have been in buys just because of how this closed. So I might have been able to take, that $14 move. I can't tell you because I didn't really trade that day. Over here where there was consolidation on the 30-minute, it looks pretty ugly on the 15, but because it was on the 30, I still probably would have taken it. Over here, I love this over here, the bendy, but then again, it's not above any sort of resistance, right? It's not like over here where price bent, but we've already broken this support over here, right? When price breaks the support, then it bends. You better damn well hope that it goes down, because it should, right? It's the very first one, the very first bend. But over here, though, right, that's not it. Like, we didn't break any type of resistances or supports. Like, there's so many levels over here, over here, over here, over here that we didn't break for us to continue going. So again, like, it's kind of invalid. Although it's in session, it's still invalid. So now let's move on to the January 28th. January 28th. Let's see what happens at open. So price pulls down. Look at that, $3. I would have been stopped out because I like my $2.50, $3, stop losses. But anyway, this is a 15-minute, so 9:30, 9:45, right? Same thing happens again. Price pulls down, $3 before it continues pushing up. So for me, I think I probably would have been done, right? Like, I would be expecting this to go down. I'm pretty sure I did take sells on this day, and I got really, really frustrated, right? I know that we made a new high compared to, everything else to the left, minus this guy. And then again, boom, price pushed up, new high. And at this point, when price came and closed above this level, I should have known that, price is going up, but I just stopped trading. 28th. So we'll take a look at the 5-minute, see if there's anything over here that we could have taken, because it looks like there's possible bendy over here. And then of course, this area over here would have been nice for a trade as well too. The first bearish candle after. So price pulled down. If you waited for the close, right, you would have been solid 250, and then boom, $5 take profit. Now the 29th. So on the 29th, again, tricky day, right? Ooh, see over here, great opportunity. Great opportunity. So price actually came up $5, $6. But anyway, at open, and 30 price pushed down, and then pushed down again, and then pushed down again. Buys right here were perfect. And the thing is, you didn't even have to take it all the way back up, right? All you have to do is take it up to here, the structure. Because if you don't think that price is going down, you could have at least gained a $10 move from it, right? We have perfect structure here, right? Support held perfectly. If we look at this area again, where on the 30-minute it looked really nice. You see how it came down and bent. There was definitely opportunity to make money, right? We see that price rejected this area a bit, right? We held the support again that we had before. Price pulled back down to it, came back up, broke up, pulled back down, and then pushed up. And again, right, even if you had a $2.50 stop, $3 max, you still could have made $5, $6 move. After that, price broke down closer to 3 o'clock, did a bendy, and then continued. In this area, I don't really like the bendy too much. It's definitely still good, but at the same time, like, we weren't below the last lows. Like, if this happened before this, then fine, by all means, this is great. Now let's look at our 5-minute. 5-minute should be really, really interesting. So on the 5-minute, 5-minute, there's a lot of candles. The 5-minute, 27th, on the open, price pulled down, $3, which is insane, before pushing up $16 back to the other resistance. I think a lot of this is like really just patience, right? If you don't want to get stopped out by that initial volume, you really have to have patience of waiting for that first 5-minute candle. And again, right, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. At open, now we can see exactly what happened with this. So price wicked up before pushing down. If you caught that wick, you could have taken that for $5 to the downside, depending on the type of trader you are, right? Anyway, by 9:45, 9:40, price was continuing to move up, right? And these are actually beautiful candles, because you can see the wicks, right? They are long, but they're also increasing and they're bullish. So here's the bendy I was talking about right there, right? We made a new high, bendy, another high, bendy, and we continued it. We just kept continuing. And that's, those are the easy trades that we need to take in order to just consistently make money. Now, January 29th, we have a bendy right here, but it's not perfect. It doesn't make sense to take that. Initially, again, like I was in this buy and I got stopped out ridiculously. Price came back down here on the 15-minute. It looks a lot better how it closed. And then, here's a perfect area. So remember we were talking about the bendy over here in this area. So price broke down, right? We made a support become resistance, right? Price broke down, came back up, and it bends. The only other time bendies are really great is when it bends back into a support that became resistance, or resistance that became support. That's another time it's really good. So again, this is the same area, except the bendy was right here on the 5-minute, which it's still perfect in my eyes. Because what you would have been in that from up here versus over here. Here's another bendy too that happened. Just keep in mind the time, right? This is 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock for massive, $7-8 move. Anyways, guys, that's how I would break down the charts, how I would, possibly take positions. If you have any questions, concerns, whatever the case is, comment down below. And as always, guys, risk on.